Mic check. All right. What's going on, everybody? Would you look at that? I'm alive. This is news to me. Good to see y'all again. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I know it's been a long time. It's been a very long time since I've streamed last. I really didn't know if I was ever going to come back. I've just been very busy. Very busy, real life stuff. Big boy job. You know, big boy job kind of gets in the way of doing streamer stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to do this consistently forever, but you know, I'll keep it up for as long as I can, and whenever I have the time. A lot of the other reason I've been out is because I've been working on a project as a contractor for a long time, for like the last 8 months or so. That required an NDA, so I couldn't stream any of the models or stuff that I was working on for that project because I was under NDA. And well, that basically took up all of my time, along with my like big boy job. That made it so I couldn't stream, like, at all. I just didn't have the energy. But, you know, that contract's not necessarily over. It's kind of like on a hiatus. So, goddamn, Flippy's already on his shit. You know, that contract's kind of on a hiatus for the next 6 weeks or so. So I don't really have anything taking up all my energy anymore. And, I mean, I still got the big boy job, but I can kind of balance that easier with streaming than I can with the other thing. So with the contract work, as much as I want to show you guys the stuff I've been working on, I just can't. You just have to take my word for it that it's really cool. It's a game dev project this time, so it's not it's something I'm actually very excited about. No, you know, it's not like a big VTuber thing. I actually haven't worked on a VTuber model in forever. I mean, I did one for Fury not too long ago, but that was, you know, that was kind of a small thing. It wasn't really. It was more like a reskin than an actual like full-on commission. But yeah, Seraphis, everything's working out really good. Things have been generally positive in my life for like the last year, just, you know, despite streaming or not streaming. I've still been doing lots of art. I actually almost forgot about this model. Like I see it on my portfolio all the time, but I always kind of forget that it's a VTuber model until I like open up V now and again, and then it starts moving. I'm like, oh shit, it can talk. But yeah, we're back to it. And I've been still working on stuff in the background, like I have my own little game dev project going on. If you can even call it a project, it's more just like a hobby thing. Wanting to make a Fire Emblem clone kind of thing, and I've been working on a few models for that. I have them rigged and ready to go. Like this one's going to be the next one I make, but let me see if I can find the one I made not long ago. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this is the one I made not too long ago for the game. This is going to be one of the NPC enemy models. Hold on. There we go. It doesn't really like to switch between Blender 4.3 and Blender 4.4, so its hand's kind of messed up. That's alright. You kind of get the idea. Just our boy. You've been learning Blender? Oh, nice! We're hoping to make your own avatar, VR chat avatar. So this is going to be sort of the same style we're going to be modeling today. This is based on the specifically like the texturing style and the topology is based on Arc System Works, the guys who do Guilty Gear, Grand Blue versus I think they did a Dragon Ball game at some point. Can't remember which one. But yeah, I like the way that they do their texturing. It allows for details like this to come across really crisp no matter how far you zoom in. This shader is a shader made by Aerithus, I believe is his online name. Does really good metallic work. Looks good from just about every angle. We're going to be making something very similar to this today, but with a girl. Yeah. The character we're going to be working on today, we don't really have like an official name for her yet. We're kind of going with kind of like a code name just for the project, so that way she has something. Her name's going to be Ghost Eyes. Basically a blind samurai kind of character. You can see why I didn't really make my career on 2D art or concept art. Not really my thing, but it gets the point across. It tells me as the modeler, what I need to know in order to get this model made. It's everything I need. Since it's all in my head. Flippy, get away from the microphone, damn boy. No, you get away from the microphone. You bad boy. He really wants to like rub his face all over the microphone, and I really don't understand why. I don't get it. What is it about the microphone that it's just like, he just wants to rub all over it? He just wants to stick his teeth in it and just like slobber all over it. Like he's on a bad ASMR channel or something. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he thinks I'm talking to him. But yeah, the whole concept of this game, like aesthetically, is going to be Fantasy Maya, or Fantasy Mayan. And her kind of idea is a very strong blend of like your typical Ronin and Maya culture. So the colors, the embroidery that I didn't really draw because who's got time for that? The sword. All of that's going to be based in Mesoamerica. But yeah, if you look at it and squint your eyes a little bit, you're thinking, oh, that's a Ronin with a straw hat or something. That's kind of what we're going for and what we're going to be adding to this model. This base model here that we're going to be working off of is actually the one that you can get from my ArtStation. It is a Arc System Works style base. It has optimized game-ready topology. It's rigged using AutoRig Pro and ready to go. So if you just wanted to make your own models off of, it's already rigged, ready. I'll put in the link in the chat here for the ArtStation. Where is it? There we go. I actually just updated it today because it was it needed a good update. It had been a minute since I touched it. There we go, y'all. So you can get this base off of my ArtStation there and get you good bases to go off of if you just want to study topology for like the human models. This has a few advanced, like, I wouldn't even say advanced, I'd say like upper intermediate topology considerations in here that some people might find interesting. Specifically right here on the hips. Not a ton of people really get hips right with human models in general, much less anime models, where you don't want the outlines to make a lot of artifacts around that spot where the hips rotate. So what you do to avoid that is you just make a huge open area right around where that hip hits the pelvis. And if you really want to add volume to the ass because you're a gooner like that, then you just have to use some triangles and you can expand that out. So you can have like a relatively low poly leg and hip with a super high poly ass because you're a gooner. You degenerate. I know what you people want. I know what sells on ArtStation. Alright, and this is like a hair sample that comes with it. But we're not going to use that for this model, so I can just go ahead and delete that. She's going to have her own hair. But I honestly don't know what it's going to look like because I didn't draw it. I just drew the outfit because it was all under the hat, and I'm too lazy to draw her without the hat, so we're just gonna use our imaginations for what I want her hair to look like underneath all that. Not entirely sure what, but let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and hide the rig because we don't need that at this exact moment. So the first thing as I'm looking at this is we are gonna need I think that it'd be best to start with the robe. And I think that the way that we'll model it is as if this didn't overlap. Like if this was more like a gigantic V-neck, like a super low V-neck. And then we'll texture in this line, or maybe model that in after the fact. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because otherwise it's just going to be we're not going to be able to use the mirror modifier as effectively as we want to, and the majority of this design is going to be symmetrical, with maybe a few exceptions here and there. But it's best to go ahead and design and model a character completely symmetrical and then unsymmetrize it afterwards. At least that's my opinion. Especially if you're going to be 3D modeling it later. So we're just going to go ahead and get started, but best way to... Because this outfit is not going to be particularly form-fitting, you know, it's not going to be like a straight-up jumpsuit, we can't just copy and paste the topology of the body. That would just not be... that wouldn't be a good idea. You wouldn't want, like, especially for a robe like this, it's going to be fairly loose. You don't want just, like, booby topology, like, right on where the robe hits right here. And because her arms are going to be entirely, or like mostly visible inside of that really, really big sleeve, we're also not going to want the arm, or we're not going to want the topology of the sleeve to be built into the arm, or we're not going to want to copy the topology of the arm and put it on the sleeve. If we do, it's at most going to be the topology of the elbow bend. So like right to about here on the front half. So like all of this could be copied over. Something like that. And then everything behind that is totally new topology modeled in to look like the sleeve, being almost as flat as you can get it. Trying to think though if that's a good idea. In my experience, the sleeve itself, because it's going to be really droopy, the best way to model that is actually to go straight backwards. I have tried in the past to model these sleeves kind of straight down. I think it's because like a lot of concept art, you're going to have the sleeves straight down because gravity, right? Well, in 3D modeling, especially for like game ready models, even if you're going to use a cloth sim, it's best to have the it's best to have any dangling bits be either completely vertical or completely horizontal, depending on where they're going to be relative to the bones that they're attached to. So, for example, if we're going to have those sleeves attached to the elbow or to the elbow joint, we're going to want them to be roughly perpendicular to that elbow joint. Otherwise, it's going to bend into the body every time the arm comes down to the side. You want it to follow the bend of the joint itself, not necessarily where it would be with gravity applied. Gravity doesn't have anything to do with the modeling process. That is entirely the animator. That's on the animator. Let them worry about gravity and its effects on the model. But yeah, I think we will go ahead and just make a really rough block out and just start adding it. I think the first thing we can start with is, like I was mentioning before, with the front of the arm here. Whenever you are modeling clothes for a specific model, like if you wanted to take like a VR chat base and add, like, I don't, maybe your own kind of hoodie to it, or your own outfit, your own shirt or whatever, it's always best to download the base first and then make the shirt for it from the actual model itself, and not try to model on top of the base. For one, it will be most compatible with the skinning of the model itself, if you do it that way. This isn't really entirely necessary, what I'm doing right now, because how baggy this sleeve is going to be. But it's still a good idea, just to be safe. Actually, now that I think about it, it would be easier to just grab this, so we have like roughly the same resolution. Scale it up a bit, separate it, and what we're going to do here, .3D is very hard to learn. I won't deny that. That is definitely true. It's definitely harder. I'd say it's like there's a bigger barrier to entry than like digital art, like digital 2D art. I think they're both extremely difficult in their own ways. But the barrier to entry is much higher for 3D because it's like a bunch of different software. Whereas if you want to get into 2D art, not even like as a career, just like because it's a hobby, all you need is like an iPad or any tablet with drawing software, and you kind of got it. I use Procreate on my iPad, and I just love it. It's so simple and bare bones, and it's all I need to do really fun stuff. I just like 3D because I understand it better. I was always more of a sculptor when it came to art, like real life art. We're going to try to get this to be roughly the same resolution as the arm here. It doesn't have to have the exact same shape, because like I said before, this is not going to be very form-fitting. We just need it to have roughly the same resolution, which means like same polygon count, or tri count. So even if it's bigger, it can have a totally different tri count, or the same tri count. So roughly about right there. And you want it to be as grid-like as possible, at least at the very beginning. We can add folds and stuff to this later if we needed to. And then from here, we can start throwing back some extrusions to start getting that sleeve a little more. Actually, wait, let me get that. Around the same level. Clean that up just a little bit. There. Okay. Now we can start moving backwards. About there. And I've been kind of curious too of whether or not the sleeves should be more like what's the word I'm looking for? Because like the Maya dresses and Maya robes they either don't have sleeves or they are kind of more like a really, really long poncho that goes all the way down to your ankles. I guess that's the best way I can explain it without getting too technical. So I've kind of toyed with the idea of the dress itself, like the sleeves being long all the way to the torso. The only problem with that is that I don't know how good that's going to look or how good that's going to rig. These sleeves are probably going to be entirely dependent on are going to be entirely dependent on the Magicka Cloth sim and Unity. Which days am I streaming? This is my first day back in like a year. So I don't know. If I do, it's probably just going to be weekdays around 3 p.m. CST. If I continue going at it, it really just kind of depends on my mood. This isn't really like, this is more of a streaming is like a hobby. It's a way for me to socialize while doing my art without having to, like, I don't know, hop into random Discord servers. So I'm not super worried about staying consistent. But if you want to stay up to date on like when I'm going to be doing it, you can join the Discord server and get notifications for whenever I go live. But that's kind of all I use it for, is like a hey fam, I'm live kind of thing. Let's see if these controls still work. It's been so long since I streamed, I'm not even sure if these commands still work. Or where exactly I'm getting the commands from. Did it work? It did work, wow. I just guessed. I just totally guessed. I'm glad that Fury made those very user-friendly for me. Okay. Well, let's see. If I were to make them more like a full-on dress, like an actual Maya dress, it'd be something like this. And then it would cover the entire front of her body, so it'd be like, Something like that. But like I said, I just don't know how well that's going to rig. Or even look. It kind of looked like it was covering the entire design. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the sleeves. Like the robe sleeves. I'll just take a book out of it. Like, since it's supposed to be like a Japanese Maya crossover, cultural crossover thing. I'll just take the design of the samurai robe. I don't even know what it's called. I'll take the samurai robe and make that into the silhouette. So now the other trick is we're gonna need to decide. I didn't really fully think how closely I wanted this to be modeled onto the robe. Let me think. I think it'd be pretty much right on top. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll make the robe first with the overvest thing. Kind of like a second layer. Yeah, basically just a second layer. And then like this is an accessory kind of tied into it. And even though this, like, the skirt part of it is actually modeled, like, if you were to, like, see this in real life, it'd be modeled on top of the robe. I think I'll actually switch that around and make it so that the robe goes all the way down, and that this over part here adds a second layer rather than just being a full-on dress. But I don't know yet. We'll find out. We're kind of going on a journey here. Let's start with the sphere, or with the sphere, cylinder. I swear I was a math major at one point, guys. I swear. Let me see if I can remember what resolution the model's waist is. Its resolution is roughly... Trying to find like one loop that goes all the way around. There we go. That's the true resolution. The rest of this is kind of just for normals. It is... Well, I guess I don't have to copy it. I can just do this. There we go. So the reason we want to keep the resolution, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you want to keep it as close as you can get it, is because whenever we're getting ready to rig the clothing, we want it to match. We want it to match the base model as closely as possible. There's not going to be much of a model underneath all of this. Like, I'm not going to keep the whole body underneath it. Like, as soon as we model this outfit, I'm going to delete all of this topology that's not going to be showing. Maybe I'd only keep her legs up to like here. I don't know yet. But whenever we rig it, it's easier to just copy the skinning from the body onto the clothes rather than having to do it all again from scratch. And the best way to get the most accurate skinning from the body to the clothing is to make sure that the resolution is at least somewhat the same. That way, whenever you have like a bend in a joint somewhere, it'll try its best to copy it over as accurately as it can. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to any new people out there, but I know that people who have been doing Blender for a minute will be like, "Oh yeah, that's so true, man, so true. Preach, King. So true, bestie." I don't know why I'm like obsessing over this, like trying to get it one-to-one with the reference whenever I know that I just sketched this in like 5 minutes. Not really. It took me a lot longer than that. I'm not a very good 2D artist. Or I'm not as an efficient 2D artist. Like if I was trying to like value my art based strictly on my time, on like my time investment on this piece, I'd price this piece at like $1,000. Not because it's good, but because it took me that long to make. The amount of time it took for me to draw this picture is I probably could have made like 3 Lord Dragons right now. Just because like I'm not fast with the interface of drawing. Whereas with Blender, I'm like zoop zoop zoom zoom zoom, edge cut, bevel. I know all of the fucking hotkeys. I know all of the shortcuts, all of the tricks, because I've been using Blender for a long time. But I don't know those for any 2D software. So I don't know those for GIMP. I don't know those for Photoshop. And Procreate. Honestly, like one of the main reasons I stick with Procreate isn't just because I have an iPad. It's because it's because like the undo on Procreate is just like double tap with 2 fingers and then it just undoes your mistake. Whereas other drawing software with other tablets, like it's not as easy as like double tap. Oh, screwed up. Double tap. Thanks, Ark. I appreciate it. Sleep well. Yeah, it's only the middle of the day for me. Just waiting for the wife to get home. Kind of feels like I'm a fashion designer right now, working on a mannequin. We're going to keep this very low res for now, just so it's easier to manipulate later. Alright. Now here's where things are going to start to kind of diverge a little bit. Because one thing I didn't really plan whenever I was drawing this was how exactly the robe was going to work around the boobies. The booba. Oh, Flippy. Excuse you, sir. A little itchy? You itchy boy? You itchy? Poor boy, he had fleas not too long ago. I think it's because I started letting him hang out with me in the garage. Because like my home gym is built right next to my office. Sorry, I gotta take off my jacket. It's supposed to be cold today, but I forgot that global warming made it so that it's never going to be cold again. So I don't know why I don't just throw away all of my hoodies. There we go. There we go. Excuse you, sir. Okay. So I didn't really consider exactly how tight this was going to be. Like, are they going to be like pushing her boobies into her, in between her ribs or something? Or is it going to be like fairly loose? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I just kind of drew it right on top because I'm not an artist. So the way that I drew it here kind of implies that they're going to go like this, like over and the top. Kind of like that. Thing is that there's or like where the robe wraps is like roughly right here. So I'm a part of this this Mesoamerican Discord group that's like, they're enthusiasts on the time period and on the they're all artists who have done work with inspired by that region. And I've gotten a couple of pieces of concept work done by them. This one is not one of those. The last one was. And I've had a couple of times where like I have to design female characters. And the thing is that most Mesoamerican cultures, whether it be the Maya, the Purépecha, the Aztec, the Mexica, all of that area, the ladies just didn't wear no tops. They just didn't. They didn't need to. They just never felt the need to. So like if I was to make this like super historically accurate, she'd just be topless. Like just either completely topless or wearing just like the biggest, baggiest dress just to keep the sun off her shoulders, you know? But we can't do that. I don't want this game to be like rated M or something. If it's gonna be rated M, I want it to be rated M for violence. I haven't even decided if I want to go that far yet, or if that's gonna be more of a detriment than a benefit. I don't even know if that really matters anymore. I mean, kids are playing shit like Grand Theft Auto. I honestly don't know if, like, in movies, getting an R rating can sometimes be like, I don't even know if that's true anymore, honestly. Like, getting an R rating could, like, hurt your box office because because kids can't see your movie. But I'm wondering if that even matters anymore. I don't think I ever remember, even as a kid, back in like 2008, like it fucking 20 years ago, ever getting carded for a movie, for like a rated R movie. They'll card my ass for cigarettes, but they won't card me for, I don't think I've ever been carded for a movie. Not once. So I don't know if it even matters. Like, has that ever happened to y'all? Have you ever gone to the movies and they're like, and like before you're 17 or whatever, and be like, you can't see this movie without adult supervision. It's rated R. Show me some ID, kid. Or is that just like a thing of the distant past? Hey, what's up, Flaming Gamer? Been a while. I've been really good, actually. I've just been busy with stuff that I can't really stream. Art stuff. Stuff that was like under an NDA with like with the studio I was working at. So, but it's pretty fun. You know, it's like the stuff. You know what? Actually, there is one thing I could show you guys. Like, I could show you the product because it's like a YouTube video. Hang on. I could show you the release trailer for the games that we've been working on. But I can't show you the actual files. Let me see if I can find the trailer. There we go. This is the studio I've been doing contract work with. I'm not employed there, so to speak, but this is what we've been working on. It's a game called Netcode Warriors. There's a second game too, but I don't think it has a release trailer yet. Let me see. If it has a release trailer, then I can share the link to it, but that don't know if it does. Looking for that trailer. Okay, it doesn't look like we have a trailer for that one just yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have a trailer for that just yet. Oh well, you can see whenever it comes out. I'm sure I'll show it to everybody because I'll be like, "Whoa, look, guys! I did this. Look what I worked on! Ah, look at me! Look at me!" But that's kind of what's been keeping me busy. And whenever I'm working on a project that takes up that much of my time, with like art, the last thing I want to do after I'm done with that, after a full day, is like go live and do it again, do it all again. I mean, I'm still kind of like, I am wondering, like, how tightly would this be? I don't think it'd be tight at all. It'd be probably pretty loose. Right? Hey, Ninewind, how's it going? Ninewind is on the team that I was talking to you guys about as our environment artist. Yeah, I figured they'd be loose. It's like I was talking earlier when I was discussing the sleeves. How, like, normally she wouldn't even have a top. Of course, we can't do that. And we're going for, like, she's a definitely, like, strange design, you know, being a Ronin mashup, you know, very Japanese, but like Mesoamerican coded. I don't think they really had robes like this though. Not in any of the references that I've seen. Like the ones made by Zots. Let me see. Like no robes that crossed over themselves like this. Oh yeah, I'm sure that it was like a men's clothing piece, but we're kind of gonna have to give some of the women characters men's clothing. Just so that we can have, like, women warrior characters. Otherwise, if they were restricted to wearing just women's clothes, then they would look kind of weird out there on the battlefield in a big, gigantic, blowing dress. Like, the ones they have are kind of tied in the middle. Like, there's the ones that are for warriors. And they look just kind of like gambesons, like really thick gambesons. But like I said, I'm like really, really set on trying to like force this this blend, this Ronin, this Mexican Ronin blend here. Or, you know, maybe I don't want the cross robe here. I'm looking at some of these designs here, or you know what, let me just share my screen. I think this is it. This is not helping. Or you know what? I can't show this on stream because they're all naked. Hope I didn't just get banned. Never mind. Okay, can't show them on stream. So they're gonna be. They don't like Mesoamerican boobies, despite that being historical and normal. One day we'll live in a good world. But right now we live in a clown world where boobies will get you demonetized. Looks pretty good, thank you. I appreciate that. It does look pretty good. I didn't model the characters. I did all the rigging for this project. That's my main role in that studio, is rigging and touching up animations whenever it's needed. But I'm having a lot of fun with that. Thinking. Because you know the women's clothing that is like essentially just like a front and a back, or like a giant tarp with a head hole cut in the center of it that sits over your shoulders, Ninewin, like that. We can't really use that for a number of reasons. One of which is like getting that to move with a character that's going to be running and jumping like crazy, even with the cloth sim taking care of most of the work. I just can't see a way. I really just cannot see a way for that to look good, if that makes sense. Let me think. I do want like something like this, where it was like a vest. I based that off of one of the Mayan vests. Notice like vest styles. Where is it? I want that because it looked really cool. I liked the colors. I want those colors. What's going on, Toe Muncher? Been a while. Oi! I forgot about those. That scared the shit out of me. I totally forgot about those. It's been that long. I've been alright. I've been pretty good. Busy and stuff. Just now really getting to a point where I can stream again. See, like, I see a few of these cape ideas here that I think would be awesome. Kesh Kimitl? I think that's the name of the poncho thing. I think we might go with that. No. I want the robe. Yeah, I want the robe. Oh, Toadmunch, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Welcome back. No more ads for you. God, the ads are straight up predatory. Wait, am I even still an affiliate? Hold up. I can't remember if they like revoke that after a certain amount of time. I hope I'm not, because that'd make it way better. Huh. I guess they don't revoke it, even after a year. Huh. Well, I guess, yeah, you wouldn't have been able to subscribe otherwise, huh? That makes sense. Like, duh. Yeah, it's just hanging from like a hook on her belt. This belt's probably going to be made out of gold or like metal, whatever metal material we want to use. And it's just kind of hooked on right here. New dragon, huh? I've been planning on making or getting this model, rigging it to the forepaw. Because it's just better than the All Dragon. it's just awesome. The one that came out with, shit, who made it? Shit. Virtual Limbs person, what's their name? That person. They made the forepaw and the avatar. And it's just good. Like I looked over the model, I looked over the rig, and I'm like, you know what? This is just better than the All Dragon Knight. And there's like the amount of time I would have to put into it to get something even half as good as the forepaw is way more time than I'm willing to put into it. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Just make a forepaw. Foxian, that's right. I've been out of the loop for too long. I'm sure they did, Ninewin. I'm sure they did. I'm sure that they had a very specific custom, but that's not very samurai. I want Mesoamerican samurai. I want Mesoamerican samurai. We're gonna get it. And I don't care how many historians I have to murder to make that happen. Oh yeah, Ray is gonna like come to my house. She's gonna dox swap me and come to my house and give me a very stern talking to. Pedro too, maybe. You know what? No, Pedro won't. He's actually really like he's been really cool with like helping me design stuff. Actually, I've been meaning. I forgot. He just finished a piece for our next character. Or at least like the inspiration that'll help me get started on the next character. Because I'm not gonna lie, I go way off model. Whenever I make them anime or make them like Fire Emblem-esque, I Fire Emblemize them, they always come out extremely different. Like this is the one that he made for us. I just posted it in our Discord server. The Fire Emblem game dev Discord. It's got that long flowing thing I was telling you about, or talking about before, and how like I'm not so sure how the hell I'm gonna make that work. Or actually, now that I'm looking at it like posed, I think I could. I think that shorter version. I've seen a few of those, like in Zot's references. I think if I modeled this, or like if I modeled the robe to just hang on the model, just like I don't even know if it does, how Magica Cloth does. I don't know if it like if I modeled it flat, like just completely flat, like this. Over her shoulders with the head hole cut in it and just a little bit of topology around the shoulders to make it kind of, you know, fit around the shoulders. If like everything from here over, like everything from here over was just laid out like this, if I turned on Magical Cloth and tweaked its settings, would it just like fall? Would gravity just take it where it needs to go from there? I actually don't know. I've never made a model that was that dependent on cloth physics. But then again, the last time I made something that was comparable to this, it gave me an aneurysm. It was the worst commission that I had ever done in my life. It was for all parties involved. So I don't know if I want to do that again. I don't know if I want to put myself through that, especially for a hobby project. I don't know. I really don't know. Because also, if it would be relying entirely on the colliders to keep it from falling, just completely falling off of her body. And if she reached over her head, like if she like lifted her arm up at all, it would... Yeah, shorter sleeve one. Yeah, that would be easier. See, because if this right here would not be a problem, because they'd be modeled like this. This is not a problem at all for Magicka Cloth, because the majority of like everything from here to here is just rigged to the bones, to where Magicka Cloth doesn't have a lot of control over it. But everything from here to here is given over to Magicka Cloth, and that, you know, does what it needs to do. No, I think it's a good design. I can see what Pedro was going for. It's a good design, and I'm going to try to make it work. Because I do enjoy a challenge. I'm just trying to figure out how. I guess if we made it short-sleeved, like you said, one that like goes only up to the upper arm, or like goes down to the upper arm right before the elbow bends, then it could be easy. It'd be exactly like how I'm going to be handling the ponchos, or how I handle the poncho for the spear fighter. It'd be the exact same rigging and everything. But that's going to be for the next character. For this one, I think I'm going to go with just the sleeves, because I'm going to make this fucking samurai happen one way or the other. I'm going to make this Mesoamerican samurai happen. I'm trying to come up with a more clever name for it. Ronin. She's a Ronin. Roninita. Ronita. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just throw people out there naked. Fuck it. Save myself a lot of goddamn effort. Just throw them out there naked. Trust me, I would. I really would if that were an option. But I just... we would basically have to... We'd be like, okay, we're making the game rated M, and like... It's just inexplicably rated M. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think I know a good place to look for a reference on how to model this with a robe. Demon Slayer. They all have robes. What was her name? She's the pink-haired Demon Slayer, Hashira. Shit. What is her name? Kanroji, that's right. Let's see. Kanroji, Demon Slayer. Pretty sure she wears a robe and is like busty as hell. I want to try to find like a good image of her from the anime. Plenty of cosplays, but I'm like, I don't want to see no cosplay. I want to see the actual fucking model. If I had more time, or if I felt like it, I could try to find the model for her that they used in the game. Actually, she's not wearing a robe. It looks like she's wearing a button-up shirt. Like a school uniform, almost. Am I just misremembering? I guess I'm just misremembering. Okay, let's try, Nezuko, maybe? Because I know she's wearing, like, a kimono. Have y'all seen the new movie yet? Or do y'all even watch Demon Slayer? Me and my wife are obsessed with it right now, and we're just like, we're both like very excited because like the movie was such a fucking spectacular, it was like spectacular visually, right? Like next level animation. But it does take, but we are like really sad because it does take like forever to make a movie like that. And if all of the rest of the series is going to be like that, where it's like a movie, it basically means that no matter what, it's going to take like 3 years to get a new season. Okay, I think I found a pretty decent image that'll let me see roughly how they design a robe. Okay, so in her specific case, like with the kimono, they have like something that's cinching up her waist, kind of like a what do you call it? God, like a corset, kind of like a corset. Blue Eye Samurai, yes, and that's Blue Eye Samurai is honestly like what gave me this idea, kinda, sorta. I was like, man, I gotta have me like a Ronin kind of character. That whole look with this kind of like, not a straw hat, it'd be the sombrero, but yeah. Let's see what they did in Demon Slayer. They have like a girder right here, something that's like cinching up right below the boobies, and then from there it goes up and over, kind of like a, more like a tight, what do you call it? Like a really form-fitting corset. So if I was to do this, it would actually be easier to okay, maybe not, because the topology for this is kind of assuming that you're going to have visible ribs right here. So you can get these shadows that go up and down the ribs. And the hip bones. So maybe that won't be easier, actually. Let's see. It has been a while. Nice to see you again. I've been pretty good. Very good, actually. Just lots of real world stuff that made me too busy to spend too much time online like I used to. I touched slightly too much grass, and next thing you knew, I disappeared from the internet. Like I do, I just do that sometimes. I'll just vanish. Poof. Like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. Alright, so essentially she'd have a kind of cinched up girder kind of thing happening right here. And then from there, the folds of the robe would extrude out. and over her shoulders and up on, and then connect to the sleeves. That's kind of the long and short of it there. So I might be able to, with a little bit of Reed's apologizing, just kind of take the body here, the upper body, all the way up to where the shoulders are. Like here. Actually don't know if I'm going to need the whole shoulder, but I might as well grab it. We're going to copy it from the model all the way up to the point where like it covers her boobies. Roughly around here. Add a couple extra, a little bit more just to have something to work with here. More material to cut away and whatnot. Hey, don't you be shit-talking the humans. I'm gonna be making me a anime human model pretty soon. That I'm probably gonna be wearing more often than not. I just don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know what clothes I'm gonna put on it. I'm like, should I lean into the fantasy side? Because I like fantasy. Or should I lean into the cyberpunk side because I also like cyberpunk? I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, should I? Because both of those are like my thing, but I wouldn't like either of them mixed together. You know, it's kind of like I love hot sauce and I love cookies, but I would never dip cookies into hot sauce because I'm not a psychopath. I also would not mix cyberpunk with fantasy. That's why I don't like Shadowrun very much. People are like, oh my god, Shadowrun's like the best thing ever, it's better than Cyberpunk. I'm like, no it's fucking not, dude. No it's fucking not. Cyberpunk 2077 is the definitive Cyberpunk property. Yeah, but like Shadowrun's got dragons. Like, dude, there shouldn't be fucking dragons. And if there are dragons, they better be aliens. I'm like, but it's basically D&D, but with Cyberpunk. I'm like, well, that's the thing. I don't want it to be D&D. I don't want D&D anywhere near my Cyberpunk, thank you. They shouldn't be touching. I don't want my food touching, okay? I'm one of those guys, you know? I don't like my food touching on my plate. I'll eat it if I have to, but man, I'm gonna be real stingy about it. Alright, so we're gonna take this. We're gonna copy, separate it. We're gonna grow it out just a little bit. The Quad Dragon avatar? It's still there. I mean, it's finished. It's just, I don't recommend it to people. Like, it's been out for a while. But Voxian's Forepaw is just so much better. It's just so much more advanced and so much more has a lot more fine-tuned features to it that I just recommend people buy the Forepaw if they want a dragon. If I do anything going forward with avatars, which I don't know if I'm ever gonna have time to work on avatars again, I'm just gonna tell people I'm just gonna make custom skins for the Forepaw. Like, I'm just gonna make custom dragons and then rig them to the Forepaw. It is like the definitive. That one or the Anytar are both like the definitive tar models. Yeah, Voxian is just really good. They're really good. They really killed it, and I just don't want to try to compete with that. It's like I just don't see any improvements that I could make that would not take me like 10 years to even attempt to make on something like that. Turn the run into a VR chat avatar? Honestly, why not? Well, actually, I'll tell you why not. The rigs are totally different. It's rigged. It is rigged for video games to be used in game dev, and not even a little bit for VR chat. So I'd have to re-rig it. That's why. That's why I'm not going to turn it into a VR chat avatar. And nobody would buy it. Dragon and boobs, what more can you want? The only thing that would make this a party would be some weed. Actually, wait, hang on. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna want this to merge together here. Oh. Merge that together there. It'll make this a lot easier to model. Give it roughly the same resolution. Same density, I should say. Some people prefer that term. I don't know why I took the whole shoulder. Now that I think about it, like, it's not going to be skin tight, you know? It's not going to be, like, digging into her armpit like that. So I don't know if having all of this extra topology in here just for the armpit is even remotely necessary, so we might have to go in here and, like, make some modifications. Just more of like the shapely stuff. I've been looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like in Engine. We need to get you hooked up to the GitHub so that you can actually like look at the file in Unity and start experimenting with that. Yeah, because we're definitely going to be going with Unity. Just the cloth physics alone make it worth it. So what all I'm doing here, for those of you guys watching, I'm not deleting anything. I'm whoops. What's it called? Control X. Dissolving, that's the word. That's the term. I'm dissolving vertices here. And the reason that is so that it keeps the shape, keeps the skinning, while simplifying the mesh as I need it to. And because I'm such a big brain boy, I know exactly where to, like, which of these vertices is more load bearing than the others. But even so, I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to use. There we go. See, now we can have like a relatively simpler topology around the armpit here. So because it doesn't need all the shit that goes into making the armpit look more like that. Oh shit, it got all kinds of fucked up, didn't it? Oh, it's because of, yeah. This is what it looks like on the model itself. Trying to make this specific shadow shape and line shape underneath the arm to give it a better look in the toon shader. But we don't want that very specific arm shape here for a robe, or the armpit shape for a robe. It's just not necessary. I think I'll keep the same topology we have for the shoulder blades. Maybe. Actually, no, because we're not going to have the same shapes for the shoulder blades either. So we won't need that. Wait. There we go. Actually, wait. Need those. That gives the shoulders their roundness. There we go. I think now we could start trying to connect this to what we have to our prototype down here. Or you know, let me get these boobies a little more shapely. We want the loop to go like this all the way down to where they connect right around here. The way we do that is we start connecting vertices where they need to be connected. So now we can make like an edge loop that goes up and around here. Just like that. Bam! Now we have an edge loop that goes up and around and into the collar. It's not going to be... I'm trying to decide. I don't think it's going to go up like this far up her body. We could probably get rid of this part of it. There we go. Yeah, and it's not going to be like skin tight with her collarbone either, so it doesn't need to have this. Yeah, don't need that at all. Huh. There we go. So now that we have the loop, we can actually start to kind of move where the robe is actually covering. And it still have like very roughly the same density as the body beneath it, so whenever we copy the skinning over from the body to the robe, it will move more or less with the rig without us having to do a ton of weight painting on our own and having to fix clipping in every single direction. This will also make it so that if we wanted to later on, we could connect the robe to the body. Because it has roughly the same density, we can just start merging stuff. You know, the other thing is, like, if we wanted to, we might be able to just extend this all the way down where we wanted it originally to go, and to, like, here, so that it can be looser. Or even more loose, I should say, than... There. We cinch the hell out of that waist because, you know, anime girl. Can't be an anime girl if you have a waist larger than, like, that of a cat. Alright, now we can actually try to connect these together. Because we got a big old brain, we were able to get it together seamlessly. And then we can just use the smoothing brush to make it look real nice. We'll try to get it to contain her gargantuan ass with just a little bit of resolution so that whenever we're ready to add more, it'll just fit. Alright, so we got the top more or less added. The line itself that goes down, I might as well draw that in right now. We're just going to cut it in. Going from one corner to the next. Right around there. Let me try that again. Kind of taking it down roughly to where the belt starts. So that whenever we're ready to extrude the belt, that's where the robe is effectively going to end. And this line here is going to be where we draw the line here for the robe. And if I want to add lining to it, I could add another. I might as well just do it. Trying to think, where would I put it? It'd be like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'd bevel it. It would just bevel this one line, so I think we can just bevel it. No, wait, no. No, it's gotta be cut. Truth be told, I shouldn't be doing this just yet. Now that I think about it. This would be something I would do later. Yeah. Once we're getting closer to texturing, would probably be the better time to start doing cuts like that. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult. Hey, Kazu, how's it going, buddy? I had an inkling to stream again. Sore from work? Damn. Must be nice to have a job. No, I'm just kidding. I'm between contracts right now, so I'm kind of just sitting at home waiting. Yeah, there we go. Now you're speaking my language. Now we're talking. Now you guys know the real reason I'm back. Because being a streamer was just so lucrative the first time. Ow. Flippy. I love Wolf and Raven. Their shit is just so good. Just a couple of brothers who make like synth rock music, and it's just so good. So good. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more than 13. It's true. I make millions of dollars. I make more than Kai Cenat and Hassan Piker put together. It's true. I swear to God, I don't just do this for commissions. Dragon Cenat. Yeah, I'm actually Kai Cenat. This is just my alt account. I'm Hassan. I'm Lore Piker. Lorsan Piker. I actually don't know who's like currently the most like wealthy streamer from just Twitch alone. I know it's not Hassan. As like much money as he has, I don't think he's that wealthy. Like the most subscribed channel. What's happening next Tuesday? It was Kai the last time I was streaming. That was like over a year ago, so I don't know if any like new bloods come along to dethrone him. Wasn't sure if he was still... Or you know, I could just Google it. Google's free, dog, for now. Might as well do it while I still can. Subscribed Twitch streamer. Oh, it is still Kai Cenat. By a lot, too. Yeah, he's still, like... I don't know who Evalone 2004 is. But they're the second most subscribed channel. Kai has 730k subs. She has 459k, so it's like a almost 300k difference between the two, between first and second place. I don't see anybody catching up in the near future. I didn't know Iron Mouse was number 3 though. That's crazy. I had no idea she was number 3. That means a VTuber is number 3. VTuber's number 3. $730,000 subs. I mean, that'd be... I mean, if you make like 50% of that in cash as the streamer, I mean, that'd be like... That'd be $1.5 million a month before taxes. No, it'd be 1.75. Fuck it, I don't care. It's a lot of money. It's over $1 million a month that Kai Cenat is making in revenue per month. And that's not even including donations. Moist Critical said he makes 50k. I mean, you know what? I believe it. Mainly because he's a YouTube streamer. And YouTube streamers, if you get up to the same level of following as some of these guys, you make a lot of fucking money. You keep a lot higher percentage of your donations, and yeah, you keep a lot higher percentage of your donations, and you make a lot more. You can make ad revenue off of your VODs, which is not true for that's true for streamers or Twitch streamers. I gotta say, I'm actually kind of surprised that Twitch has lasted this long. I really thought it was gonna just kind of vanish in the time it took for me to come back. I was like, you know what, by the time I come back to streaming, Twitch is not even gonna be a thing anymore. But you know, it's holding on for now. I don't imagine that's gonna be the case for long. Now that they've cracked down on bots, advertisers are like, hey, what the fuck? We've been paying you guys like millions, probably in the closer to billions of dollars to advertise, and you're showing our ads to nobody. So what the fuck? So I don't know, man. I don't know if Twitch is going to be able to survive something like that. Oh yeah, everybody is botting. Like every single streamer had to be botting to some degree. You know, I mean, they had to be. Because if you're not and everyone else is, then you're just going to fall behind, because unlike YouTube, you are encouraged to have more viewers. Like your stream, if your stream's visibility is based entirely on your ability to snowball your viewership, whereas in YouTube, its algorithm changes with the weather. So I mean, it could be fucking. You could like you guys may have noticed when you're scrolling through YouTube and you'll get like a notification or like a recommendation from like a completely random individual, just a completely random individual that's streaming to like 2 people. I'm pretty sure that if you're watching me on YouTube right now, there's a good chance you came just from that. You know, just popped in because I got recommended to you for no reason. Like you've never even looked into 3D art in your fucking life, not even once. But YouTube just decided to throw me in your face for some reason, and no idea why. So I don't care. Like if other streamers are botting, I'm like, yeah, go do what you got to do, man. I mean, if Twitch is gonna encourage you to do that in order to stay relevant, then do what you got to do to protect your livelihood. I don't give a fuck. If you got the money to do it and you're willing to pay that kind of scratch just to stay in the game, then do what you got to do. Hell, I'd do it if I thought it was worth it. I'd bot in a heartbeat if I thought it was worth it, and I did. But at least I'd be honest about it. But yeah, I'm botting. How many viewers do I even have right now? Like three or four. I haven't really been looking. I don't even remember where to look. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All of you guys are bots. 5? Fish says 5? Okay. So you guys are all bots now. You're my paid viewers. You're on my payroll. You're just very convincing ChatGPT bots. Very convincing. Very convincing. GPT-7 stuff. I'm over here wondering, like, why is this not smoothing? Oh, it's because I have the Lapation brush on. Like an idiot. There we go. So see how we still have a very light shape for the shoulder? It's not skin tight, but it's still got the shape of a shoulder there. Anime characters will do that. Like in real life, you probably wouldn't have this. This would either be relegated to a normal map or it just wouldn't be there. But we have a very light shoulder silhouette there, so if we wanted to add that to the normal map or add that to like the vectors so that the shadows appear there, we could. If it was just a tube, then no, you couldn't. It would just be solid. I gotta get me some dinner. I'm fucking starving. What time is it? Shit, Nessie coming home pretty soon. I might stream for like another 20-ish minutes and then I gotta head inside. I'm not the breadwinner right now, but I'm the bread maker. I gotta go inside and make the dinner. I gotta turn the money into food. That's my job. That's my current occupation. I don't think this whole loop is even necessary. Okay, never mind, it is. I lied. I don't like this one. I don't like it. It's making me mad. There. That's better. Fought Leviathan and which one? 16. Sorry, I had to like remember. I had to remember how to read Roman numerals like a infant. 16. I fought like all of the bosses in Final Fantasy 16, so I probably did. I forgot about the jump scare. I probably did. DLC. Oh, I did not. No, I did not play the DLC. I did not buy DLC. Trying to figure out if this is necessary. Not really. There you go. That's a little cleaner. I liked 16, kinda, but I think it was like, I love the story. It was awesome. It was a great story, great acting, great everything, right? But man, I don't know how much I really liked the gameplay. It's like trying to be a straight up action game, like a straight up action RPG, but it didn't feel like it nailed it, you know? I'm like, just, you could still do, I think they should go back to doing turn-based, even though I've shit-talked turn-based in the past. Because I just recently got through Expedition 33, and it's a turn-based game, right? Like it's you can easily see the inspiration from earlier Final Fantasy titles, like all over this game, all over the game. However, like, it's still good. You know, it's really good. It's, for a turn-based game, probably the best of all time. If I'm being honest, I think I put Expedition 13 up there as like one of the best games ever made. Not just in like turn-based, in the turn-based subgenre, but like in general. And I think they should go back to something like that. But I can tell that Final Fantasy has pretty much given up on turn-based games. Like, just with 15, 16, the 7 remakes, they're all straight-up action games, action RPGs. And if you're gonna make an action RPG, then just do that. You know, just make an action RPG. Like, it's okay. You guys can make an action RPG. We get it. You know, we hear you. And if they're gonna do turn-based, then they should just need to do Expedition 33. Just do Expedition 33. It's the perfect game, and like, God, it was so fucking good. Unimaginably good. Pure cinema all the way through. I don't think there's ever been... I cannot think of another game that captivated me so much, even after the main story was done. Like, seriously, I went through the whole thing, and usually I don't bother with like post-game content because it's usually just a waste of time, like just an absolute waste of time. But Expedition 33 had an incredible amount of post-game content. Like, from level 1 you only need to be like level 50 to finish the main story, but then everything after that is like all the way up to level 99, which I believe is the max level. You still have plenty of bosses to fight, plenty of bosses to fight, post-game dungeons, the challenge tower, all of that stuff. And then you get to like, you unlock all of these new strategies that on the surface you're like, oh man, oh my god, this is just straight up broken. How can they let me have this? And then you get to some of the bosses that you fight at that level, and you're like, oh, that's why. Because without them, I'm nothing. I will get wasted. And then you start making a really stupid, powerful build, like a really, really tough build. and you think, I can take on anything in this game. I am completely broken. And then you come up to like the final, like post end game boss, right? Like the final super boss. And then you realize really quickly that he has all of the same broken skills that they just gave you. All of the same busted stuff that they've been giving you in the post game. He's got it too. And it's even better. And just like, damn, you know, like you have a very good reason to get to max level. There is a boss, a challenge boss, your fucking Omega weapon or whatever, that requires you basically to be at level 99 to even stand a chance. And that is how an RPG should be made. I think if you're gonna have secret bosses, they need to be so strong that it requires you to hit max level to even attempt to beat them. That's just my opinion, though. And I think since Expedition 13 did that perfectly, with not just the final boss, the final post-game boss, but with everything in between the final boss and that point. And I just haven't seen another I just haven't seen another game do that. My phone's dying. And you also need skills. Like it plays like Paper Mario, where you have to like time your dodges and your parries and stuff. So you can't just like, there's no like dodge stat, right? There's no hit chance. It will hit you if you don't dodge. But on the flip side of that, your attacks will hit too. They can't dodge your attacks or parry your attacks. They can only counterattack you if they have like that special ability to do so. So your ability to be hit or get hit or to dodge is entirely based on your ability to time their attacks. And late game, they get pretty fucking tough, like crazy tough. Final boss or final secret boss, I almost gave up on ever learning his timing and just like coming up with a build that just made it so that if I died, like dying was a part of the strategy, because I was just assumed I was going to go down. Okay, I think we're at a pretty good stopping point for now. The basic plan here will be to take this spot here, we're going to extrude it out to make like a belt that is attached to the dress. And then from there, I'm hoping to make it large enough that I can attach this vest to it as well that goes over the top of the dress. Or not the dress, but the robe part. What else? As soon as that's done, we can start adding in a little more resolution. We're going to add in these embroideries here, which I think I might take these out and replace them with something more like this, where it's like stringy, you know, stringy at the tips, like you'd see on the edge of a poncho. We're going to add the hat, which I'm going to be basically taking the same hat that I used on that other model and just kind of restyling it a little bit. We're also going to need to model in her footwear. And that's kind of it. On a surface level, that's pretty much it. Unless I want to add some stuff later. But I don't know yet. Alright everybody, appreciate y'all stopping by. I know it's been a long time since I've streamed, and I can't really promise that I'm going to be regular or, you know, streaming all the time, but, you know, if you're in the Discord, you'll know when I'm streaming. It's going to be kind of on a whim thing, you know, when I'm feeling up to it. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. If y'all want a custom model for your VR chat avatars, I make just about everything. I make anime, I make dragons, I make anything you can think of. I can model anything. But yeah, I'll see y'all again next time, and have a nice one.